Well, Ocean Software, you stupid woman. Well, not really. It was put together as security concepts by some clever baby food munching eggheads, and of course the cocaine-fueled Bob Norton. I had no prior knowledge of the film before buying the game. The only info I had was from a Sinclair user preview just weeks prior to Christmas 1988. At this point I had no interest in watching the film, let alone buying the game. I was too hyped by the imminent flurry of Christmas releases. Operation Wolf? Hell yeah. Robocop eventually got a review in the January edition of Sinclair User, and boy did I quickly change my mind about buying the game. The game received an astonishing 94%, and reviewer Tony Dillon waxed lyrical about the game. Now I wanted it. I wanted that game bad. Robocop is a film license which was released by Ocean Software on the ZX Spectrum and various other 8 and 16-bit home micros during 1989. The game closely followed the plot of the then little-known movie masterpiece. Robocop was programmed in-house, with coding by Mike Lamb, the graphics drawn and animated by Dawn Drake, and the music and sound effects by Jonathan Dunn. The game was released in, for its time, a new style retail box instead of the usual plastic double cassette case, and came with a large wall poster and sticker. I'm sure I stuck that sticker somewhere original. Oh yeah, the side of my TV. Anyways, I opened the box, took the cassette out and loaded it up on the 128K side. Well, that's what you did when you had a souped up ZX Spectrum. Having the Plus 2 always added to my expectations, especially in regards to the music, as it had the enhanced AY chipset. After a fairly long load time... Oh my god, we got speech. Bloody speech. Then that tune kicked in. What a tune indeed. The reviewer did say the music was really good. No words could have prepared me for what I heard though. Wow, John Donne was good. He was damn good. You unsurprisingly play as Robocop, part man, part machine, all badass cop. The game is a sideways scrolling shooter, with some mini-games thrown in for good measure. You start your crime-fighting escapades in riot-torn old Detroit, shooting anything that moves, except of course your arms and legs. Baddies appear from left and right, and the more cheeky fuckers appear from the windows. I watched in awe as Robo's animation made me ask myself, am I really seeing this on a Spectrum? He was very quickly brought down to earth though, as the graphics are pretty much all drawn in monochrome. This was becoming the norm for the Spectrum in the late 80s and early 90s. Oh well, you win some, you lose some. The in-game music is awesome and adds to the adrenaline pumping action as you rid the mean streets of old Detroit of its scum. You pick up health, ammo and different types of weapons to aid you along your way, such as the freeway. I would have chuckled at that one if I wasn't so green and naive back in the day. You get to the end of the first stage. The first of 4 mini-levels now presents itself to you in more glorious monochrome. You are face to face with an attacker and his potential victim. It's the scene in the movie where Robocop meets a couple of arseholes attempting to rape a young lady. It's a shame you couldn't shoot him in the bollocks in the game though. Anyway, you have to shoot the guy without injuring the woman. Once you've done that, you leave the alley and return back to the mean streets of old Detroit. The second main level is identical to the first, so I won't talk about that one too much. The second mini-stage, however, is different. You're now popping into the police headquarters to try and get a match for a photo that you took of a perp. Taking photos was the sort of thing Robocop did whilst hanging out in old Detroit. Now you need to match the face, using left and right and fire to accept the feature when you're happy. A perfect match will see you continue your law enforcing. However, you need eyes of a hawk here, as some of the pieces of the face you're trying to match look identical, save for a couple of pixels. The third main level sees you at the warehouse, where the cocaine is being prepared and packed. It's the first level where the gameplay actually takes Robocop up to different platforms as well as scrolling horizontally. This is where you see that sublime animation as Robocop walks up and down the stairs. Majestic stuff indeed. Once you get to the top of the factory's many flights of stairs, you somehow end up in Dick Jones's office at OCP headquarters, the third mini-stage. Now Directive 4 flashes up on the screen. You have a mini-fit and are unable to arrest Dick Jones. You've had it, Robo. Once you're able to move again, you make your way to a stationary Ed 209 without your gun. The bullets fly at Ed 209's head and you have to bob and weave your way through. To reach him, you give Ed a couple of jabs at that enormous face of his and it's job done. The fourth main level sees you escape OCP HQ, this time traversing your way down the level using what looks like cherry pickers without arms. Again similar to the warehouse level. The fifth and final main level sees Robocop reach the steel mill, and once you reach the end you confront another Ed 209. This time you can shoot the sword in the head with a powerful rifle that you obtain from 2 of the thugs during the level. Finally, after 10 to 15 minutes you confront Dick Jones. Dick, you're fired! You start shooting at Dick Jones, but be careful here though, as he does shoot back at you, which does incapacitate you for a few seconds. Once you've hit him enough times, the game ends. Robocop is a fine film tie-in for the ZX Spectrum, one of the best. In my opinion, it's the very best. The level design and sequencing follow the film faithfully. The game has some fantastic graphics and sound that capture the mood just right. When I finally got around to watching the film, I could relate to the game straight away. The game's difficulty is consistent throughout and only marginally gets harder as you progress through the levels. The game is not perfect, it's short and quite easy to complete, and there are some parts that do frustrate, however it certainly isn't a joystick breaker. I still play the game today and it's still really enjoyable. It's a credit to the guys and girls who worked on it all those years ago. Cheers, Robo.